Have you heard of the hidden job market? Those are all the jobs that get filled without ever being posted, without ever going online, with no one else knowing about it, except for the people who ultimately take the jobs. It's estimated that 70 to 80% of all jobs are filled on this hidden job market. So, how do you get in on that action? How do you find the hidden jobs? How do you tap into the hidden job market? I've got some ideas. I've got some tips and tricks. Stick with me and you'll find out. Here we go. All right, the hidden job market. Here's what happens in real life. When a job opens up, a lot of times there's a person that's sort of in a succession plan. There's a person in the company that is going to take that job next. That's the natural person to fill a role. So those jobs, there's not a lot of chance to get in on. But then there are other times when a job doesn't have a chance to get open. So somebody in the organization might say, hey, I know a guy that would be good for this role. Even I just had a person leave my team and I asked if they had anyone that they recommended to backfill them. So I started out with a few people in my back pocket that I could start having a conversation with even before that job even opened up. I couldn't open the job until that person left. It also happens that you might say, oh, I know so-and-so that I worked with at this other company. They were really good. I would love to work with them again. And you reach out to your network, your friends. People call that the good old boy network. It's really not that. It's people that you're comfortable working with, that you've had experience with in the past, and you reach out in that way. So those things happen as well. So those hidden jobs never get posted. I have two tips. One of these, I think people talk about a lot. Another one, I've never heard anybody say before. So hopefully I'm the first one. Hopefully I'm the first one with this idea. So I'll do the one that people have talked about before first, and then I'll give you my brand new one right after that. So what I think you ought to do is start targeting companies. You target the company that you want. You find hiring managers that work in a department that you would like to work in. So you do a search for the title that you want in a people search in LinkedIn. When you find that, you look at what department that person sits in. They may say, I work in the widget department. And you're like, right on. I would love to make widgets. How do I also work in that widget department? So you go and you search for the widget department at that company. And then all these other people will show up. Some of them will have elevated titles, manager, director, VP of the widget department, right? What you do is you find their names, you try to connect with them. And if you have LinkedIn Premium, you can put a message in your connection request and you can reach out and say, hey, I'd love to work at your company or one of the places that I've been targeting that I'd like to aspirationally go to. Would you consider talking to me about a future role? You may not have one open now. Would you consider talking to me about a future role? So what you're doing there is, remember what I said, you may have some people in mind, some people in your back pocket ready when a job opens. You're one of those people. You're the person that they're ready for. Now, the tough part about this is it's not very immediate. And a lot of times when you need a job right now. So here's my trick that I think I've never heard anybody talk about, but I think is a good one. Do you ever see people with messages like these pop up and they're saying, hey, I got a new job. And you're like, congratulations. And it makes me happy and I'm excited for them. I'm thrilled that they're going to get this new job. So they've got this new job coming. And guess what? They just left another job. So what you can do is you can go in and you can say, hey, super happy for you. Congratulations. By the way, do you know what they're doing with your old job? And they probably do. Like they've heard from other people in the department or, oh, they're not going to backfill it or whatever. And you say, well, can you give me the name of your manager at the old company? Now, if you know this person, if you have any sort of connection with them at all, they won't mind. In fact, I don't think they mind at all anyway, giving the manager's name for that job. Then you do the same thing. You reach out and you say, hey, I heard so-and-so recently left and I do a similar role, or I would love to step into a role like they were providing. Are you planning to backfill them? I would love to be considered. So you're reaching out before the job's even open. Again, you're under consideration. You've got a head start. And all you're doing is keeping an eye on your LinkedIn, seeing those notifications for who got a new job, and you jump on it right away. I think that's a great strategy. So try it out. I want to see in the comments what you think too. And if anybody makes any headway in finding a new job this way, brand new, let's give it a shot. If these tips were good for you, if this was helpful to you in any way, join me for the Job Search Summit. It's coming right up. All the details are in the top comment here and in the description. You can even comment Summit in the comments and I will send you all the details of the Job Search Summit. I have assembled the Avengers of recruiting experts. I've got a resume writing expert. I've got a person that teaches you how to attract people to you. He wrote a book called Paint Your Store about attracting companies to you instead of you going to companies. I've got the most talented sourcer I've ever met, the person who goes out and finds candidates for jobs. I asked him to turn his skills, turn the tides on his skills, and use that for the most creative ways to find new jobs. So I have assembled the Avengers. I'm going to be talking about how to shift your mindset for your job search, how to think of your job search in a way that will set you apart and will make you much more marketable as a candidate. So I'll be talking about that. And because I build systems, I build AI like Better Thing AI, I've mentioned before on the channel, which is, by the way, free to you. If you want to go to Better Thing AI, it's free to, I don't even ask for a credit card for you to try everything. And then if you like everything, you can pay for it. But Better Thing AI is my thing. But I built a lot of the applicant tracking systems and other tools. So I talked to you about how to use AI to turn the tables on the job search. So AI is not working against you, it's now working for you. And I'll be talking about that when I'm there. So Job Search Summit, that is coming right up. And I would love to have you there. The cost for that is absolutely zero. I'm not charging anything for the Job Search Summit. These are recruiter friends of mine that have day jobs. These are people that I know from speaking on stage at other conferences. So 2 of them organized the biggest and most prevalent conferences in the recruiting industry. 2 of these guys are the MCs for those conferences. So that's pretty impressive. So it's an all-star cast, and I would love for you to come and listen and learn from me and my friends. And I would love to tell you everything that we know. Again, absolutely free to attend, and you are welcome to do that. I'll give you all the details in the links here and in the links in the description and the links in the comments. You get links everywhere. All right. Best of luck in your job search.